Hi, Miss B. It's Kyle Dobrie. I'm here with Madison, Mentz, Courtney, Muchow.
Hi, Miss B,
Hi.
miss you.
We did our project on whether or not all female gyms would be beneficial to the community. We did multiple interviews, Google surveys. We did a lot of stuff. We really came out to believe that an all-female gym would be beneficial. Um, we heard about how Lucille Roberts went bankrupt over COVID. So we think that something like that back in the community would be really beneficial, especially during this time. Um, Female feel very harassed and at gyms, and so we think that a gym like Lucille Roberts or something else with an all-female gym would be very beneficial because females feel uncomfortable at public gyms with men. They just feel that they radiate bad energy and they just don't want to be working out with that. And our research shows how beneficial it could really be. So we'll give you a look.
Okay, so now that you know what our project is, I'm going to give you the definition of an all female gym. It's pretty self explanatory and caters to the needs of women comfortability in gyms and woman fitness. I work out not that much, but when I do work out, I feel very intimidated and uncomfortable because I feel like everyone is staring at me. And with a lot of men that think they know exactly what they're doing, it intimidates women, especially when there's men in the gym sexually harassing. And, the world's not a pretty place like it used to be. Women are more vulnerable, and especially at night when you go to work out, there's a lot of creepy men, especially when it's in parking lots with other stores. You never know what's going to happen. So I think with an all-female gym, people would really benefit, and their fitness would be extremely better if it was focused on one area instead of all.
Okay, so before we get into the actual research of our project, I'm just going to quickly talk a little bit about the history and the history of all female gyms and how they began. So, starting in 1996, this was when the first Healthworks location opened up, and it was an all female gym, obviously. And there was a lawyer who lived across the street, and he was a male. And he really wanted to go to the gym, the Healthworks, just because it would be more convenient as it was located so close to his home. However, he couldn't join the club. They wouldn't allow him due to the fact that he was a male instead of a female. So, as a result of this, he decided to file a lawsuit against the company. And now, at the time, all female gyms were obviously pretty unheard of, and no one really knew anything about them. So the state judge ruled in his favor and agreed, saying, well, obviously you should be able to go to the gym too. It's an inclusive that you're not allowed to join the gym. But after that, the members of the gym, all the females, they were definitely frustrated, and they kept protesting and protesting because they wanted, obviously, their gym to be recognized, as they felt like all their work they did to get the single-sex gym was now being infringed upon. And so in 1998, they actually did get a bill to be signed, and this made single-sex gyms legal in the state. And I have a quote here from the article that I read, and Harrington in the article said it was a major turning point in the company. Because it was their members that got this bill passed, basically saying how the Healthworks location, that was an all-female gym, all of the members there were able to get the bill signed, which really shows how females really do want this all-female gym. They really feel secure and safe in it, which is why they pushed so hard to get this passed instead of just letting it go and letting the male come in and go to their gym. This was obviously something they really wanted, and they felt safe and secure in this environment, and so they worked hard to keep that something that they could have. And so since then, several states have also passed laws that are allowing single-sex gyms to operate. Although some people find this discriminatory, others are calling them a women's gym and kind of going around the stereotype that it's very discriminatory and only for females. And so yeah, basically it started off with this one gym, making it legal for single-sex gyms to operate, and now many places are operating, and yeah.
So now that Courtney gave you some history on all-female gyms, I'm going to give you kind of a background story on kind of relating to the topic of women being sexually harassed in gyms. It's when the USA Gymnastics team doctor, Larry Nassar, who worked for the company for a bunch of years, was accused of sexually harassing and assaulting over 150 women throughout his whole career with the gymnastics team. Even though people did come forward at the time when it was happening, like late 90s, early 2000s, no one would say anything because they were too scared of what would happen to their career in gymnastics. And even if they did come forward, which people did, the USA Gymnastics teams just covered it up because they were too worried about messing up their ego. Basically, he would perform sexual behaviors in front of parents and while sexually encountering with their child, but he would hide it from them and tell them it was good for them and that it would help them in the long run, when really it was just destroying their futures. People are still seeking therapy and recovering since of all the trauma he's put them through, and is now in jail because of all the things he's done. His wife also divorced him because of all the behaviors he had, and even having 2 little kids at home, it just didn't sit right with her. This just shows even our greatest athletes still struggle with being sexually harassed and assaulted in gyms where they should be building themselves up and feeling better about themselves and not having to worry about what's going to happen when you go to seek help. So that's a little background knowledge that maybe you didn't know.
So in the Google form that we had, multiple people of all ages, mostly were around the 17, 18 high school age. It came out to be that 63% of them have never heard of an all-female gym, which is actually pretty surprising because a lot of them all work out. And obviously because Lucille Roberts went bankrupt in COVID, it's not really known to be around. And so it was very surprising to hear these responses that they never heard of an all-female gym. So, crazy.
Following up from the previous slide, I have another pie chart here, just demonstrating how many people feel intimidated at a gym. And as you can see shown below, we see that 63.2% of the people do feel intimidated as compared to 36.8% who don't feel as intimidated at the gym. And this is important as it shows that not only females but also males as a whole are both feeling intimidated and uncomfortable at the gym.
Up next, I'm just going to show a short clip of basically the reality of majority of females in a conjoined gym, obviously with men, and it just honestly just shows the harassment that they have to go through and just the insecurity of being around men, because majority of men who lift are in pretty good shape and they feel that they should quote-unquote help women, but instead of helping them, they just intimidate them and harass them in ways that the men don't understand because they don't see it from the female side. So this clip just shows the reality of it. Below is just some of the responses to the survey of the question, do you feel intimidated at the gym? We could tell from the data that majority of people, in fact, do feel intimidated at the gym. Like we said, 63% of them did. So one response was Gabriela Gutierrez. She's 17 years old, and she said that she feels like she's getting judged, which point blank right in the video that we showed before about how uncomfortable women feel at the gym. They just feel like everyone's looking at them and it's just not a safe environment for them. Ainsley Bishop, who's 17 years old as well, stated that she feels insecure. Most females this day feel insecure about their body. They don't like how they look. So the impact of social media with people like Kylie Jenner and all those big models that have surgery done to them, are on very good meal plans, they work out very hard every day. It causes for uneasiness for these young females, which is quite frankly unfair for them because they work just as hard, but they don't get the results because they don't have the money to just go out and get surgery. Even this applies to boys too, as Dylan Harris said. They watch and the watchful and judgmental eyes of others, which basically implies about how guys also can feel the same way, because even guys feel that people are just looking at them and judging, which is not a safe environment at all. Even Joe Mazzarella, who's 18 years old, he actually works at a gym. He said, when I was new and didn't know what I was doing, I was nervous and looking like a dummy, which basically implies that newbies do need help because they see all these big guys that could possibly even be on steroids and just look really good. It's just not fair for them because people like Joe Mazzarella just want to get in shape. They just want to be able to do what they do. And they just feel intimidated, which in all means is not right. And the final one that we felt was most appropriate was Kayla, who's 18 years old, said that quote-unquote people stare. So basically relating right back to Gabriella, Ainsley, Dylan, and Joe, just that it's an uncomfortable environment to be working out in when you feel that you have to look over your shoulder every second because you feel that people are looking at you. And it's overall, a female gym would just basically cancel out all these problems for majority of females, and even some males who can help out because they don't have to worry about the females possibly lifting more than them, and they feel like, oh, that's not right, just because they put in the same amount of work. But so yeah.
Our next video goes to show us how someone else did a survey like us and kind of conducted the same experiment and their results and what they feel that women feel at the gym.
Are you sure you're squatting deep enough? Nice arse. Do you need help with your hip thrusts? Bend over further, darling. Do you need me to pull your leggings up for you? Nice gym set. Could that get any tighter? Your boyfriend doesn't need to know if I have your number, right?
Every day, millions of us get our gear on and head to the gym. But why is it that some people are being made to feel uncomfortable when they get there? Many will have seen, heard of, or even experienced harassment at the gym. A quick look on social media shows just how common this type of behaviour is in gyms across the world. A recent survey of women in the US by website FitRated suggests up to 7 in 10 women have had an experience at the gym which made them feel uncomfortable. This includes being watched, flirted with, being given unsolicited exercise advice, being followed, sexually harassed, having people criticise or comment on their body, or being touched.
Hello, my name is Dobrie, and today we're going to be interviewing my cousin,
Charlie.
and we're just going to talk about some gym stuff and how she feels about the implementation of an all-female gym. So how often would you say you work out?
About like 4 or 5 times a week.
It's pretty impressive.
Thank you.
Do you ever feel intimidated at the gym?
Yeah, most of the time.
Do you ever feel like males trigger that intimidation?
Yeah, a lot. Like when I'm working out, I feel like guys are always like looking for something or like looking at me like a certain way.
Do you hear any like phrases of them saying anything or how they ever touched you inappropriately or anything like that?
Personally, no, but I do know some of my friends and like they go to the gym and they've either been touched inappropriately or like catcalled in some sort of way. I like see guys that'll look at me and like say stuff, but it's not to me directly.
Now, do you ever feel intimidated by them like lifting heavier than you or like, do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, sometimes like on the treadmill I'll see them like running faster, or like if we go on to like the weight area, like obviously I can only do so much, they can do more, so it's a little like intimidating. Like it makes me feel like I'm not like good enough in a way.
That's why I'll let you know you are good enough.
Thank you.
But have you ever heard of Lucille Roberts?
No.
It was an all-female gym, but it was bankrupt because of COVID. Do you think that something like a Lucille Roberts in our neighborhood would benefit you?
100%. I know that I would personally rather go to an all-female gym, and I think a lot of my friends agree with that. I think it would really benefit all females, like, because it's, women empowerment, we all work together, but the males really do intimidate us and make us feel uncomfortable when we're just trying to get fit and, live our lives.
Thank you very much, Charlotte. That was very helpful.
Even in the current event side of things, it just further helps our argument that an all-female gym would be so beneficial to our community. As Justin Coram, which is literally 25 minutes to a half hour away, a woman was struck in the head and raped. Now, she was just going for a run like she did every single day. She ran in a very familiar trail of her that she would, once again, run in every single day. And there was a creepy man that she had saw, passed him a few times, and eventually he was able to get the striking edge and hit her and raped her. And stuff like this happens all the time, which is so sad. Nothing like this should ever happen. And having an all-female gym where females can feel comfortable and not feel intimidated and be able to just go work out. They can even do cardio inside. They can have treadmills. They have the walking machines. Like, stuff like this would just make the community so much better. Females would be safer. And that's realistically all that we need. Something for females to be able to do what they want and also feel safe and comfortable. And, yeah, it just overall would further help the community. So, in further research that we found, in a study that conducted about 1,000 people, about 500 women, 500 men, the survey did find that 18.5% of women who attended this specific gym had a negative experience, which really isn't a lot, but considering the amount of people that were surveyed, about 20% of women is a lot. That's more than it should be. It should honestly be 0%. And the fact that 72% of women that were sexually harassed at the gym changed their clothes, that's no way to be working out. You should be working out feeling comfortable, feeling good. Because in my eyes, if you look good, you feel good, then you further perform better. That's how I look at it when I play baseball. If I feel good, I'm going to look good, and I'm also going to play good. So that's how it should be in the gym environment too. Even the fact that almost 50% of women stopped doing certain exercises because they felt that they were being harassed or looked at. That's not right. You should be able to go to the gym and work out how you want, dress how you want. And even 80% of women said they consider all women's gyms to prevent these specific things. This is just why the implementation of another Lucille Roberts or something even so close to that, where it's a safe environment for these women, and it's just, women should have the same rights as men when they go to the gym. They should be able to work out, wear the tank tops, wear their shorts. They shouldn't have to feel that they have to wear a sweatshirt and sweatpants just to cover up so that people don't look at them.
Okay, so finishing off the PowerPoint slide, this slide just has all of our work cited from all the websites and resources that we found for our research, and the last thing we're going to do is just sum everything up and give our final opinions and thoughts on all-female gyms.
Hi, Miss V, it's Maddie. I hope you liked our project. My final thought on women's gyms is that I think it is very beneficial for the community, and I think a lot of people will benefit, and I think a lot of people will get more fit because of it and want to be going to the gym more and kind of want to work out more, because why wouldn't you if you're more in a comfortable zone and area and you don't have to worry about all the things you'd worry about in a combined gym. This is actually being used right now in LA. I think New York City is starting to do this as well, but LA, I know for sure, has started with all-female gyms and have seen a very, very progressive impact, and I think that we would too. So yeah, that's my opinion.
Alright, so obviously I think that the main point in this is that an all-female gym would 100% be beneficial. There's almost no doubt. The only thing that would really make it doubtful is funding. And honestly, they had a Lucy Roberts around here for as long as I can remember. I remember talking to my mom about this. She used to go to Lucy Roberts. She said it was so good. She felt so comfortable. Like I said in the previous slide about she could wear whatever she wanted. She didn't feel judged, you know. And I think that a thing that could really help, not besides an all-female gym, is social media. I think that things like Instagram, Snapchat, even Twitter to an extent, with these girls that are supermodels that are in really good shape, they spend tons and tons of money on hair extensions, makeup, things to just make them skinnier and just things to make them look so much better. I think that that would have an even greater impact than an all-female gym, because these girls that are working out feel that they just need to compare themselves, and that's not right. All females should feel perfect and loved and beautiful. So that's how I think. So yeah.